How's it going, guys? Today in this video I got some more batteries for you. I have previously reviewed these batteries about 2 weeks ago on YouTube, and now they just released this one here, which is the bigger version of this. This is the Watson VM50Mi, and this is the Watson VM98Mi. This is a 98 watt hour battery, and this is the 50 watt battery. So I'm pretty excited to review this battery here because I previously owned these two batteries here, and they do what they say they do as far as the longevity, how long it will last, how much it can power things. So this one here is equally as good as that, but twice as much power. Over here is the standard V-mount battery that you guys see every day. This is the 98 watt hour version that Watson also makes, and this guy here is also a 98 watt battery. They carry the same amount of power, but as you can see, the size and the weight difference, because this batteries here, they're designed for rigs. For example, you can power your monitor, everything that you have in that rig, this battery can do. Because before, when you use this battery here, is rather heavy, and this can cause fatigue very easy by the end of the day, or even before the end of the day. So the coolest things that people are doing with the V-mount batteries here is that they actually reinvented these batteries, because before all you have is this type of batteries here, and these tiny little ones here that provides the same power that these guys do, but on a smaller size. The link for the video for the 50 watt battery is going to be at the end of the video, one of those little squares that appears at the end of the video. I'm also going to be trying to post it over here as well if you care to click on that, because I also have the entire line of accessories. As a matter of fact, I have two accessories here that I'm going to review, but the previous videos that I made, this is going to be having the entire line plus the Watson 4-channel battery charger, and also the 2-channel. So the video is not really short, it's about 30 minutes long, but it has all the information that you need. And the same exact thing with this video here. When I start making my reviews, I start straight to the point, so stick around, don't skip anything, sit back and relax. I'm a shooter just like you guys. I've been doing this for a long time, and when I take this equipment on the field, is the real world situation, corporate, commercial, wedding, industrials and such. And just a quick disclaimer here, this video is not sponsored, and I don't get paid in any way, shape or form to say anything. Nothing is subject to approval. So yes, Watson sent me this battery here for free to test it out for a review, and I get to keep the battery as well. But this review here is my honest opinion, and all I'm trying to do here is to help my community to decide what gear to buy regarding audio, video, power and such. So just a quick thing with this V-mount batteries here, everybody knows what it is, what it does and everything. It has a D-tap port on the side here, and of course your standard connector here. But the thing is, this batteries on the D-tap mode only provides about the raw current that this jacks here provide, which is about 16 volts. And this is not a good thing when you want to power some monitors, some other devices. So these batteries here are absolutely amazing for the fact that they are more modern. They have a gorgeous display here. These batteries here, particularly this manufacturer and brand, the Watson VM99 HCSR, when you're charging this battery here, this LED lights, which indicates how much juice you have left, they never turn off, whether you're charging the battery or whether you're using the battery. So every time you want to see, even from a distance, you're gonna see the little bars here. They shut off right now because it's not receiving any current here. As soon as you plug this in somewhere, these lights will never go out. So I wish they did the same thing with these batteries, but other brands regarding micro V-mount batteries, they do the same exact thing. So it's not really an Watson issue, because they seem to have the same software, the same thing that they put over here. So I wish these lights remain on. And by the way, I guess I found out this is not a firmware upgradable battery, even though it has a USB port on the top here, micro USB, which is also an option to charge the battery. More details to that later. But I really wish this thing remained lit, because even when I'm charging the battery, I have to keep tapping. As a matter of fact, I made a time-lapse video showing you guys the overall performance of the battery and how long it would take to charge and everything. And during the time-lapse, I had to keep pressing this thing here all the time to try to show on a time-lapse the status. So every time you want to see how much power you have in this battery, you have to press this thing here every time you want to see how much juice you have left. So when it comes to battery, whether it is a regular V-mount battery, this super awesome micro V-mount battery, or even a Sony MPF batteries, what do we want to know about this battery? The only thing that really matters about this is how long will it last when you power this thing on a rig or lights or whatever you want to do. and how long it will take to charge. So the main reason why I'm so excited about making this video review for this particular battery here is because it is actually a true 98 watt hour battery. So what I did was I got a GVM 110S. I was using the kilowatt meter, plugging in the outlet. I was down in the colors to see when I am exactly at 98, 99 watts, and from that I actually plugged this battery in the back of the light and start the depletion process to see if this thing is really gonna last an hour on a 100 watt discharge method. So what makes this micro V-mount battery so special? I mean, I'm sure it's not any news for you guys because you guys already probably know everything about these batteries, but I gotta say anyway, besides the lightweight and the size of the batteries compared to these guys here, not only they provide the same D-tap port here, which is located on the right side of the battery, and I actually bite my nails, I don't have nails, so actually this is very easy to open. It's important to me because sometimes I need some kind of a tool to open the stabs here on other V-mount batteries that I have, but anyway, so this opens very easily. So over here you have your D-tap port, and of course the standard ports over here when you plug in the charger or use it on your rig. But the most special thing about these batteries here, number one, is this ports here that you also find a regular USB A type, which is good for charging your phone in a rate of 2 amps and or any other device that's like low voltage and everything. The middle jack here, which is the USB mini, which is only meant to be powered. So there are 3 ways to charge this battery. You can charge it through here, through the D-tap, or also through the USB micro. Now the most important port is the USB-C port here. Over here the same thing, the top port, they open very easy, and to close it down, you just tap it twice, the thing is closed. Now as you can see, I have an array of USB cables here, and with this battery here, as you know, all you can do is to plug in a D-tap end here with whatever other end you might have. So all these cables here you can actually use with this particular type of V-mount battery. So let's start with the regular USB-A, the regular thing that you see every day, with USB-C, which this particular jack here, the full-size USB, you can actually charge your iPhone, your RGB or bicolor little portable little lights, and a bunch of other equipment that they have like the regular USB. This is also another type of USB cable. This is more like a special cable because at the other end it features like a barrel DC kind of thing, which you can also power whatever 5-volt devices that requires this type of connection here. And this one is also a USB-C cable with also a barrel that you can actually power the monitor, for example. And over here is the USB-C to USB-C cable, which is the very cable that you're going to be utilizing to plug in on the this USB-C port here, which is capable of delivering several types of voltage, assuming that your device is power delivery capable. Otherwise, the battery doesn't know what it wants. For example, my monitor on top there, I know by reading the manual, this can tolerate voltages between 9 volts to 20 volts, which is a pretty wide range. But some devices, some other monitors, some other whatever devices, they don't tolerate that range. So it's either only 9 volts or 12 volts. So be careful when you plug in this USB-C to USB-C ports here, because you might fry your device, and this is not the fault of this battery because it's your device that's not USB power delivery compliant. Now this is the coolest thing that you can actually control with this multiple voltage USB-C ports that you're going to find in many other batteries or any other devices, and this particular one is no different. Here's another good example. I have a RGB portable little light, and they came with an iPhone charger adapter, and they built in a thing inside there that only asks for 5 volts. So the actual cable, which is a very rare thing because I can even find this on the bill on Amazon. I like that so much, but I can't find that type of cable. But that particular cable, it will only allow this battery to send 5 volts to that particular thing, so you can actually charge your iPhone safely through the USB C ports here, because this thing can actually provide accidentally 20 volts of power, again, if your devices are not USB compliant. This is an iPhone 7 Plus, it's an older device, so it does not comply with that. So you have to be careful with those things. And this is when this cable is super awesome. I don't know if you guys, most of you guys know or don't know about this device here. So this is a little board here that will talk to the battery. So this is the coolest thing. This is a must-have if you have multiple devices that are non-compliant with the power delivery USB-C kind of thing. So this thing is fully programmable. Right now I have it programmable to send only 9 volts to 12 volts to that monitor right there. So with this device here, this little board here, I can actually safely, every single time, just plug in one end here, plug this other end on the USB C thing. So I have a little note on my phone here. So the color red is going to read 5 volts. Press the button again, is going to be on the yellow, which is 9 volts. The green is actually 12 volts. The cyan is 15 volts. And the blue is actually 20 volts. So you can actually cycle through here if you didn't program it. So you press it once, like, 5 volts, 9, 12, 15, 20, and back to 5. Another thing, if you don't program this unit here as a safety standard, which is a good thing to have as well on this thing here, every time you unplug this and plug it back in, it's going to go back to the red LED, which is always going to begin delivering 5 volts until you come here and press this button here, as you can hear the click, to alternate through the currents. And then again, when you unplug it and plug in whatever new device here, this thing always going to be starting delivering as 5 volts. It's never going to be at 12 volts or 20 volts, which is a fantastic thing. So this thing is actually very safe and very simple to use device here. And this also is going to render your battery even more useful, because you can plug in a bunch of USB power delivery compliant devices along with the devices that are already designed for this kind of technology. So to program this is very easy. All you have to do is press this white little button here while you're actually plugging this thing in here. So you press the white button while you're plugging it in, and as you can see, this thing starts to flash here. Release the button. Now it's no longer programmed, so all you gotta do is now cycle through the thing here. Now once you find the voltage that you want, for example, I want this to be delivering 12 volts all the time, which is the green here. All you gotta do is press and hold. It's saved. The LED light goes out. So when you plug this here again, it's gonna be reading the green right there. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about these 2 additional items that they sent along with this battery here, which, by the way, as I said before, I reviewed the entire line of accessories they can actually utilize with this battery here about a couple weeks ago, but I didn't have these 2 items here. However, I did have this one here, which is very similar to this. The only difference, this is a UPS system and this is a non-UPS system. So this device over here allows you to hook up 2 micro V-mount batteries. For example, the 50 watt-hour battery here is going to become a 100 watt battery, and the 98 is going to be coming about 196 watts, whatever, 200 watt an hour battery. So this particular one here is also hot swappable. You can actually swap a particular battery. It's going to be drawing power temporarily from just one here, but you gotta hurry up and put the other one back here. Now this one here is a UPS system. It's the same thing. It's also hot swappable. The specification says not hot swappable, but it is. So this one here, what happens is you can actually hook up 2 micro V-mount batteries here, but it's going to be utilizing one battery at a time and leave the other one alone, just waiting. It's just like a camera that you're shooting with the DSLR. The 1DX Mark II, for example, you can actually shoot in both cards simultaneously, or write on relay mode once the other card fills and starts recording the other one. So this is the same type of thing here. So you can actually plug in the 2 V-mount batteries here. When this thing senses the battery is getting weak, it's going to automatically switch to this here. And then this LED here on the B is going to light up, which you'll know is time to replace this battery here, and then you just swap this battery out and put a new one here without turning off your light, for example. And the same exact thing with this one here. It provides D-tap all over the place. We have on the left, on the right side, and also on the top of the unit, so you can actually power 5 D-taps, because each of these batteries, they also feature D-tap. So you have a D-tap here, there, on the top, on the side, and on the side over here. And the back here, it features the same exact full-size V-mount that you see with batteries like this here. However, for example, a lot of people will have the question, hey, since this is a micro V-mount battery, is this V gonna fit on this V over here? Yes, it will, because I can show you right now. So this is the micro V here, and this is the full V. So when you actually plug this in here, it fits, but you're not gonna be able to fit the other one. It's not designed for that. And even if you wanna combine other micro V-mount batteries here, as long as they don't exceed these measurements here, you can actually put another brand here. If you already have another micro V-mount from another manufacturer, they can actually fit in here, but if they are wider than this guy here, it's not going to fit, just to keep that in mind. Just another thing to mention here, all these batteries that Watson makes on the micro V-mount series, they actually support draws up to 8 amps. For example, I have a very large 2x1 panel, is the Luxley Tyco. The light is about 3.9 amps, let's say 4 amps. When you crank up the light at 100%, even with these tiny little batteries, the light is not going to shut down on you due to not enough power. So these batteries can handle a light this big, but these batteries, they're not designed for this. I wouldn't torture these batteries for a light of that size, because this thing is designed for rigs, you know, because if you want to power your lights, why would you want to do this when you can actually utilize your regular V-mount batteries, because this thing is designed for the high amperage torture, if you will. So just use these lights on your regular lights, because your lights most likely is going to be on a stand like this, and you're not going to be lifting the light. It's going to be on the floor there. So let this battery do the job for that thing, and let this batteries here do the job for your rigs. This is what this is primarily designed for, but you can certainly use this light on any battery, any light that has a V-mount thing, a slot in the back there. This is going to keep up with the power, no problem whatsoever. The same exact thing with the 98 watt battery. And the same thing for these accessories here. They're still going to provide the 8 amp capability when you hook up these batteries over here. So it's going to be 8 amps here support, or also 8 amps here, it doesn't matter. Lastly, I have the super cool accessory here, which features a clamp. Everything has rubber, so it doesn't scratch your gear. This can actually be hooked up to poles up to 1.5 inches or something like that. So you can actually mount this unit on the top part of the stand, in the middle, or even the very bottom, even though it's like as thick as 1.5 inches. This is no problem. My other monitor that I'm powering with the another one of these here, I'm actually using the mini one that they make. I think it's like rods up to 19mm, 15mm. It's on my other YouTube video review. So you have actually both type of clamps if you want to hook this up on your rail, and this one here which actually hooks up on the light stand or any pole up to 1.5 inches in diameter. As you can see, this is a pretty long thread here. Instead of like twisting it this way, I find it quicker to use this method here. And the same thing to unscrew, just do that. And to plug it in here, you just do it this way. There's no need to over tighten, because all you put in here is like a 1 ounce battery. So, and then you put the battery here, there you go, and then you power your rig and everything that you want, and the battery is here. They also make a belt clip. You gotta check my other video, because all the other accessories they are there, including the Watson quad charger and also the dual charger. Not only they charge batteries, they also features all kinds of ways to power your light. For example, if your light has one single V-mount slot, it doesn't matter if you're using this guy or this guy here. So you can actually use that DC power out from that charger to power that light that takes only one V-mount battery into 2. So you put 2 big V-mount batteries in there, and if your light is like 100 watts, is going to be on for about 2 hours approximately with a 98 watt hour battery. I get a lot of the same questions on my comments here on YouTube, because people wonder how long can I run this, for example, my light. It's very simple. This is why they say this is a 50 watt hour battery. So if you have a LED panel that's 100 watts, this battery is going to be lasting about half an hour. So if you turn down the intensity of your lights from 100% to 50%, and then this is going to be a 1 hour run with this battery. And the same 100 watt light, when you run this particular battery here, which is technically a 100 watt hour battery, this thing is going to last 1 hour with the light cranked up at 100%. If you reduce the power of the light to 50%, this light is going to be running 2 hours on this battery. And to calculate how many amp hours your battery has, because most of these batteries, even the Sony NPF batteries, they have on the bottom, on the back of the label there, how many watt hours it is. Most Sony NPF batteries, they're like 48 watt hour on a 6600 milliamp kind of battery. If it doesn't have that information on the back, I downloaded this very cool app here. It's called the watts, amps, volts, is all together, no space. So the Luxury Taco, the 2x1 panel that I have is 110 volts, I'm in US, and the amps is about 3.6 amps approximately. Hit calculate. This is a 400 watt light, technically. So with this battery here, running a 400 watt at a maximum power is gonna last you probably 25 minutes. This battery here has 14.4 volts and 6.86 amp. The volts is already here, 6.86, calculate, 98.78 watt hour. This is how simple that is. Now this particular battery here, it says 7.2 volts and the amps is 11,600 milliamps, which you want to divide by 1,000, so 11.6 amps. And the result, 83.52, 83.52. Exactly what it says here. And then with a 100 watt light, this battery is gonna run for about, I don't know, 51 minutes. You know, if the light was exactly 83.52 watts, you'll be able to run the light cranked up at 100% for 1 hour. So you get the point here, it's pretty easy. So that's the end of my review. I hope this video was helpful to you in making a purchase or educating yourself a little bit more with the microwave mount batteries. And if you care to subscribe, that'll be super awesome. I appreciate that. If you give me a thumbs up, it tells me that I'm doing a good job here. And also if you want to drop off a comment here in the comment section, I respond to everything that I see there. So once again, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next time.